Hey guys, it's Jim80304 here, and this is set 71848, the Temple Bounty, released in summer 2025. This has 2,387 pieces and will release for $200 when it officially releases in North America on August 1st. It released everywhere else in the world on June 1st, but let's take a look at this set. This is an absolutely beautiful version of the Destiny's Bounty. You get 6 pretty solid minifigs. I wish there were a couple more. We'll talk about them in a second. But this ship is an absolute masterclass of a set from LEGO. Probably one of the best bounties that they've ever made. It's up there with the Ninjago movie in terms of building techniques and just the way it looks on display. But let's look at those minifigs. Our first minifig is Wildfire. She sports her Source Tournament attire. I think this is a fine minifig. I like the printing on the back. I like the little smiley face there on the flame symbol, representation of her heat power. I think she's a fine minifig. I wish we would have gotten a new design. Unfortunately, she is still wearing the same outfit in Dragon's Rising Season 3. So I understand why we didn't get a new figure, but it's still unfortunate. She also does not have an alternate face, which would have been nice because she is an expressive character. Overall, fine minifig. Our next minifig is Zane in his Ghost Hunter suit. I think the armor piece looks incredible. I love just the detailing on him in general. I love the azure color that is used throughout his torso and legs, and the dark red belt I think works here. I'm not a huge fan of him using dark red and dark tan. It's just not his color scheme. But I think this figure works pretty nicely. He is sporting 2 katanas in the scabbard of the armor piece. And there is his face expression, and you can better see the back of the torso print, which I think looks nice, and it's unfortunate that it's covered up most of the time. And you can see he has the standard head that only has one side. Ghost Hunter Nia is also exclusive to this set because of her armor piece, which again I think looks absolutely fantastic. She uses her island/seabound hairpiece, which I think is always nice to get again. She is also sporting 2 katanas. Her body is done in gunmetal gray. I think the dark red with her actually works because that was one of her original colors when she was first introduced as a ninja. So I think it works pretty well here. And now you can better see her face expression and her alternate one on the back. I think her back torso print also looks nice as well. Our next minifig is Rogue. It's Jay. Like, that's no secret. I think his torso print looks fine. It's nothing super crazy. I don't like the match of colors on him. I like the little lightning detail that you can see on the torso print. He is reusing the armor piece from the mech pilot suits for the ninja, and he has this large, oversized hat, which I think works for him in this case, and he also sports his lightning daggers. And there is a better look at his face print, and you can also see his detail on the back. Our next minifig is Cole sporting his Ghost Hunter attire. I love the orange detailing. I think orange is his best accent color, and it just continues to work for him in this case as well. He has gunmetal gray arms for some reason. I'm not really sure what that's up about. His hairpiece returns from previous releases that we've got of him, and the mask piece looks nice with the black and gold. And there you can see his face print. He is also sporting the reveal blade in this set. And his alternate face print and back torso print, I think it looks pretty good. Again, the orange really pops against the black, so this figure is a win for me. Our final minifig is Zark, the Elemental Master of Misfortune of the Forbidden Five, and I think his figure looks absolutely incredible. The dark green works really nice. It's nice to see that newer style dress piece in dark green. And the purple and gold detailing just really pops against the dark green. I think it works really well. He does have a new hat mold for 2025, so it's nice to see that here. Taking that off, we get a better look at his face expression, and he does get an alternate face on the back, which is nice, even though you can't really see much of a difference with the hat piece on. Should also mention, he does get a slightly different build for his weapon. He uses one of the larger fang pieces instead of the smaller ones seen in the previous release of his figure. Figures aside, taking a look at the actual Temple Bounty itself, this thing is an absolute monster. I'm not using any tricks to get it to float. This stand does come built, included with the set, and I think that's fantastic. It's something no Destiny's Bounty has ever done before. It's very nice to have here. It does give it that slight angle, and I think that works absolutely fantastically. Let's start by taking a look at the bottom of the ship. The bottom is built kind of sideways. You have the base of it, and then the panels are built sideways and clipped on using a couple of the bar and clip pieces respectively. Uses some of these large panel pieces down at the bottom, and I think they work absolutely fantastically. You get a couple small of temple builds on each side, and I think they just look really nice. The anchors, unfortunately, are not retractable. If you want it to not just like float around, you can always just like clip it into place with the chain that's used here. I think the way they built the anchor is very nice. It uses one of the, like, I don't know what this piece specifically is. It reminds me of like a blaster. And you also get one of the bar attachments, and then I believe it's new. I haven't seen this piece before. A curved bar that doesn't have like anything extra, just a curved bar with a couple places for minifigs to hold on to. So I think that works really nice. Moving back towards the front, I think this just works really well. I love the shaping, how this comes to that angle that you can see right there with this blade piece at the front. Looks super, super good. There are a couple stickers. The Temple Bounty is a sticker. This is a sticker with the Source Tournament logo, I believe is what that is. It is the same thing on the other side, so we're not going to spend too much time there. Let's talk about the engines. They are built using these large Technic panels, and there is a cloth piece in between them, and it uses one of these large radar dishes and a Sensei Wu hat. And the play feature for these is absolutely incredible. There's a little gear at the back, and you turn it to the right, and the tail fins just open up like that, and I think that's absolutely incredible. I wish the Technic was better hidden. Unfortunately, it's not. That's not that big of a deal. It's there. It's a toy. It's not that big of a deal. And then to close them, turn to the left, and they just rotate back in. Same thing on the other side, and again, looks absolutely incredible. Something a Destiny's Bounty has never done before. They all have transforming features, but this has never been done exactly like this before. At the back, you can see that mechanism. It doesn't stick out too much. It's not like bright yellow or red or something, like obnoxious colors that you wouldn't want to see. It's fine. It's there. You don't notice it if you're not looking for it. There's a sticker here with a couple dragons on it. I think that looks fine. Not necessarily a super important detail, but it's nice that it's there, I guess. A couple of these fence gate pieces used for the back window of this room, which we'll get to here in a little bit. And as I mentioned, it is the same thing on the other side, just mirrored. Also, this new piece for summer 2025 in light aqua looks good. I don't know if it's supposed to represent like floating through the clouds or something, but I think this piece is phenomenal. I hope we see it in many, many colors. Moving up to the bridge, or the center area of the Temple Bounty, this thing has a lot of details packed in. There's a small crate that has a pretzel in it for some reason. There's a couple blue fish in a crate. Nothing we haven't, seen before. Something that LEGO will put in bounties just because. And you can also take these sails off. I'm going to do that right now so we can get to the inside of the hull of the ship here. Move it a little bit closer and go down. This does come off. I believe it does. It did. Yeah, just like that. And you get to see a little bar area and some just cool details. There's a Prime Empire controller, which is nice to see again. That's just held in place with the clip. There's a small bonsai tree. A couple stickers, one of Aaron and Ryu. I like the way this little bar looks. I think it looks really, really nice. You can also see a little tea mat and a couple just seats for figures in general. This does have a lot of interior space, despite the fact that it's not really meant to do much. It's nice for the inclusions. A couple more pictures. There's one of Zane and Pixel, and then there's just another one of what looks like Master Chen. I can't exactly tell what it is. A couple nice small detailing bits, like a flower right there. I think that's built really nice using a Technic gear. And then to put this back into place, it uses these two large door pieces, which I think works really nice if I have it flipped around the right way. We also get the soul lantern there. Good inclusion. You just push it back down and like that, and to get in, you can just open the door like that. And I think it's a really, really solid play feature, and something that it's nice to see integrated like that. Moving towards the front of the ship, we see some of the gold railing, and there is a few of these prints in the set. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but it's a nice print, and we get, I believe, like 8 of them in the set, so really cool there. The roofs are made of these large windshield pieces that are inverted, and I think that looks super nice as well. If we take this particular roof off, not like that, we can see inside this small little temple build thing. It's not really too much in here. There's a room for a figure or two. And overall it looks really nice. I like the use of these log style pieces. And down in the bottom of the ship below all that is a sword, a couple swords on either side, a couple shurikens, and then a training dummy with a Sensei Wu hat. To get, I guess, Sensei Wu in the set in some sort of capacity. Putting this back into place is very simple. You just push it down like that and it kind of just fits into place. And then the roof goes right back on, just like that. Also used throughout the set are some of these light aqua minifig heads as like lanterns, and I think they look really, really nice. It's nice to get more just plain minifig heads, and hopefully LEGO will continue to use these, or like the trans red ones that they've used in years past. I think these work really well. My one minor nitpick with this is that accuracy is a little bit of an issue here. In the show, the head of the dragon sits all the way at the front of the ship. This has it a little bit situated back, nothing too crazy. Something you could always modify and fix yourself if you're super big into accuracy. I typically wouldn't do something like that, but just to mention, it's not exactly show accurate. And then the dragon design continues all the way throughout to the back and center of the ship, including the part with the sail that I had ripped off earlier, so we'll just place that back into place. Just like that. Something you can do with most of the bounties, at least the movie one, you can take the sails off just to get to the interior space. Starting with this building back here, the roof comes off in the pretty much exact same way, if I don't break it. That is not a build error, that is completely my own fault. I just am not good at taking things apart. This is the little bridge area. There's nothing too super crazy in there. There's a telescope that allows you to see oncoming ships or just enemies in general. There's also a steering wheel, very nicely built. Love the gold railing continued from the front of the ship to the back. I think it works well. There are 4 more of these printed 1x2 dark red tiles, and I like the design of these. Moving into the main bridge section, we have this map, which is what you're supposed to use the reveal blade with. I don't really understand what these are supposed to do. It just makes the red stuff look white underneath the translucent red blade. I don't really get what they're supposed to do. I guess you can see this evil looking jack-o'-lantern thing, this temple, and a couple of other small details. I don't know how they're supposed to work. I guess that's the feature of it. Doesn't really make too much sense to me. Maybe I'm missing something that somebody can explain to me in the comments. And you can also flip this table up and reveal a control panel, a couple stickers, and then 1 printed element, something we've seen many times before. There's also a printed envelope piece, another small telescope, and then a quill over there. Also a small, I believe that's a tea container. It's just some small details included in here, and also a small gold statue trophy. This part of the bounty also comes off, like many of the other ones. It says fully modular. You can see the mechanism, how that works, using the large Technic gearbox. Then we have a couple hammocks for minifigs to fit into. I don't know if it'll actually work while the top is on. I haven't tried that. You get a printed waffle piece, a sticker with what looks like Kai's Major Climber mech on it. There's an alarm clock over here, and then it looks like a small lamp build. I think it's fine. Some nice space to pose minifigs around in the bottom. Let's see if it actually closes up with the minifig in the hammock. It does. It's not fully secured with all the studs that you would want it to be, but it does close. And then moving one of these hammocks up, you can just see some more of the structural bits, how it's held into place, and I think it looks really, really nice throughout the entire set. The final little bit of detail I want to talk about in this review is the sails. They're made of this new cloth-like material. You can't really see like what it feels like, but it is a very nice material, and something I'm glad to see LEGO bringing back instead of like a plastic vinyl or something along that line. There are 3 different prints. I don't know what they say. I haven't had the time to translate. I would assume this one says Temple, and then this one over here would say Bounty. I'm not 100% sure about that, so don't quote me on it, but I believe that is something to the line of what they would say. Taking a look at the ship from front to back, this takes up a massive amount of space, and that's perfectly fine. I think it works incredibly well. It uses all of that space very nicely. This has a lot of good details. I love these double wide cheese slopes, or double long cheese slopes, I guess. I think just the way they come together towards the front of the ship looks very nice. I love the dragon, how it's kind of running throughout the set. I think that looks great as well. Wish that the head would have went all the way to the front of the ship like in the show. You can also move the dragon's mouth up and down, and it is a new print for that. But overall, this set has a lot to like about it. Bringing the box back in, we can see Sora is the character with the Arc Dragon of Focus at the top left. I love the background of this with like the spectral lands. I think it looks really, really nice. On the side, Nia is the character shown on the side. And around back, it just shows you some of the play features I mentioned earlier. And just a couple minifig shots of them in the bounty throughout it. Overall, I think the set looks absolutely incredible. And pointing out one of my own mistakes, something I didn't notice is that there's actually 2 more of those light aqua energy pieces that I somehow did not notice were not here until about 2 minutes ago as I'm recording this. They're just gone. I found one of them. I don't know where the other one went to. I will find it at some point. But there is supposed to be another one. There's another clip using that like robot hand piece. There's another one. Don't know where it is, but it is there, and it's a nice addition as well. And there you have it. That is the LEGO Ninjago Temple Bounty. Let me know what you think of this set in the comment section down below. I'm super excited to have this, and I can't wait to do a full new Destiny's Bounty comparison. The first one did super, super well for me, so I'm hoping this new one will replicate that in some sort of way. It will include 8 Destiny's Bounties, including the Hydro and Land Bounty. Super excited to get that out for you guys sometime in the near future. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new, be sure to subscribe. Let me know if you plan on picking this set up in the comment section down below. This is Jim 304, signing off. Bye.